What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Friday with a nice 10-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you with 6 of my favorite plays on the slate, my money 6. So before we get going, slap up that like button if you're enjoying the content. Last night, very disappointing night with the plays. It started off well with Kyrie and Capella, but the rest of the guys just really didn't do as good as I was hoping. Like in the 76ers game, I expected them to play some better defense on guys like Simmons and Embiid. They actually did really well, and also Redick did really well. So Jimmy Butler, he didn't need to be asked as much as I thought he was going to be asked of in that spot. Also, Buddy Hield really struggled. He wasn't very active with his offense for whatever reason. Really struggled against the Lakers. And Brandon Ingram, he started off pretty damn hot, but he really cooled off in the second half. Josh Hart started to heat up in the second half, but didn't do anything in the first half. So all in all, pretty disappointing night. I was expecting a lot more out of the plays. But I think this will be a nice bounce back night with these 6 guys. So let's get into them. Now, I'm going to go with Kyle Kuzma. I mean, I thought about going him yesterday, but I didn't want to recommend every Lakers because there's so much was opening up with LeBron being out and stuff like that. But Kyle Kuzma and Alonzo seemed like the top guys that really benefited from that injury. And so I'm going to go back to the well with Kyle Kuzma here tonight at 7,700. He's going to have to play a lot of minutes. I mean, he played 40 minutes last night against the Kings. And it was just a really good performance out of him. I mean, he almost got a double-double. He's 1 rebound shy. That's definitely a thing that's going to work in his favor, is that some more rebounds will go his way with LeBron out. Because, I mean, LeBron averages around almost 8 rebounds a game. So at 7,700, I think Kuzma can flirt with another 30 and 10 here in this game. In a game that should be pretty damn high scoring. The Clippers, they allow 114 points per game. And the Lakers are implied around 114. So I think the Kyle Kuzma will lead the way on the offensive end again. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. Then I'm going to go with DeRose. This is just a perfect matchup for DeRose. A very fast-paced game. It's projected to be the fastest-paced game of the night. And DeRose, with just his speed and his driving ability, I think he can drop a lot of points in this game. And then when he gets those driving ability, or those driving opportunities with him driving past Trae Young, getting to the hoop, then they could try to contest him at the rim. Then he can just dump off to Karl-Anthony Towns. His assist totals have been up a little bit. We saw Jeff T get a lot of assists when he was to that starting point guard role, and now we're seeing DeRose do the same thing. So I can see him scoring over 25 points, getting over 5 assists, and dropping over 40 DraftKings points in this game. And he's been playing a lot of minutes in that starting point guard role, with Jeff T being out. I mean, he had 38 minutes and 38 minutes the last 2 out of 3 starts. He got hurt in this game against the Spurs, but he seems good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. Then I'm going to go with another guy that's been trending up, Kent Bazemore, with Taurean Prince out. He's been playing really well. I mean, he dropped 46 DraftKings points the other night against the Pacers, and that pretty much it was all scoring and just a few other stats put in. And he definitely has the ability to fill it up a little bit more in those other categories with some more possible assists and maybe some steals and stuff like that. He's pretty active on the defensive end. So he's had the big upside. I think this can be another game here where he gets that big upside in the high-scoring affair between the T-Wolves and the Hawks. And like I said, a very fast-paced game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in Kent Bazemore there as my third guy. Then I'm going to go with Harrison Barnes. Wesley Matthews is out for tonight. Really good matchup here for small forwards against the Pelicans. So I think Barnes can have an extremely good night, drop over 30 DraftKings points. He's a nice price tag at 5,600 in a higher scoring game. I mean, this game that it displayed last game, and the total was over 240 in that one. So another game that should be very fast paced, high scoring. I think Barnes will be a little bit more active on the offensive end. I mean, he definitely has that huge scoring upside. When he does get hot, he can drop over 25 points in any matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. Then we're going to go with Hollis Jefferson. He played extremely well. Similar situation here to Harrison Barnes, where these two teams just played. It seems like there's a few of these games where teams literally just played each other and they're playing again. So between the Hornets and the Nets, Hollis Jefferson played a ton of minutes, 43 minutes in that game. I think it's primarily because the Hornets like to go that small ball approach. So they really take the center off the court and make you kind of go your power forward at the 5. So it seems like they might do that again. I mean, I guess they'll do that again here in the spot, meaning that Hollis Jefferson can get closer to 30 plus minutes in this game and get that 30 plus upside. I mean, when he's getting a good amount of minutes, normally does pretty good. I mean, we saw 32 minutes against the Knicks, 37 DraftKings points, 32 minutes against the Wizards, 36, 38 minutes against the Lakers, 33 DraftKings points. And like we saw 43 last game, he was able to drop 50 DraftKings points. So 5,300, I like the value. Maybe more GPP if the Nets coach isn't feeling like playing him more than 20 minutes, like it seems like he doesn't like to in some of these games. But I mean, like, it could be because the Pacers play big. The Suns have DeAndre Ayton, who plays over 30 minutes, so like maybe they couldn't go with that small ball approach. I mean, the Hawks play pretty big with Dedmon and John Collins, so I'm figuring that's the main reason why. Well, I mean, they haven't beaten this game. It seems like when the other team has big center play, then Hollis Jefferson isn't playing as many minutes. Just looking at this game log here, so like I said, with the small bar approach, I like Hollis Jeff. I'm gonna go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. And then since we are going with these mid-range guys, we still have a good amount of money left over, so there's no real reason to go too deep with value, and we're just going to go with the guy that has huge upside yet again here tonight, Alonzo Ball. He had the triple-double. They took a rebound away, so he wasn't able to get it, and they got hit with a dagger and a buzzer-beater 3 last night. So it was a pretty up-and-down night for Alonzo Ball, I guess. I went from looking like a W, having a triple-double, to losing and not having a triple-double. I mean, I don't know if he cares about that, but it's still a nice thing to have on your resume, or just like tell yourself a night I got a triple-double and stuff like that. But at 5,900, seems like he's really going to benefit from the LeBron James injury. Like, he's able to get some more rebounds. We know he's a really good rebounding guard. Really good facilitator, so he can get those more assists with LeBron being out, and also Rondo being out. He can play over 35 minutes. So 5,900, like him a lot. Also, he got like what did he get? He was cramping up during the game, so maybe he was gonna play even like more than 35 minutes, or maybe closer to 40 minutes if he didn't cramp up because he was playing so well. But we'll see here again tonight. I imagine a lot of minutes, though. A nice price tag at 5,900. He's definitely up and down with this shot. But coming off a really good game, coming off a loss, maybe we'll be a little bit pissed off about that. And also the Clippers, their defense against guards isn't great. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So you still got 6,150 remaining per player. And you have a lot of guys here. I think all these guys have the capability of going over 40 DraftKings points. So we got DeRose, Bazemore, Kyle Kuzma, Harrison Barnes, Hollis Jefferson, Alonzo Ball. Definitely some risky guys, especially I would say Barnes and Bazemore, the top two, because they do have the capability of not filling it up besides like scoring. But I think they can really get it going in those fast-paced, high-scoring games. So that is it, though. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Like I always say, over 100 likes would be great. Sorry for uploading a little bit later, but I was trying to make sure I had as much research information and kind of give you the best advice. Also, we have an injury with Paul George. He's questionable. So if Paul George is out tonight, I'm not sure if we'll get word before lock. Then I really like Russell Westbrook, obviously, in that game against the Suns. Even Steven Adams will get a bump. Maybe Dennis Schroeder will get a bump with Paul George out, but that's definitely something to keep your eye on out. So good luck, though. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully you have a bounce-back night, and we'll see you back here again next time.